in there for a called strike. Didn't think that was going to be called, but certainly the Bruins will take it, as that one's going to be called a strike. So the count moves to 1-2 for Wallach. And the 1-2. Wallach working quickly as that one's floated down the left field line. Might be a tough play, and that is going to land fair. And that's going to be a tough double for the Bruins to swallow, as that ball wasn't hit all that hard, but pretty much an impossible play for the left fielder, Cole Pearson. So that's just that's kind of one of those things where on a two-strike pitch, you just kind of flick your bat out there and able to steer it just barely fair. And certainly that did look fair from up here, so certainly a good call there from the home plate umpire making that judgment call. And after the 2 runs put up by the Bruins in the bottom of the second, the Knights are already threatening to score here in the top of the third. So that one's in there for a called strike. Nothing Wallach can do there, by the way. You know, that's a good pitch and a good result in terms of just velocity and contact, but unfortunately it just didn't work out for the Bruins. And as they say in the business, that's baseball sometimes. And the 0-1 is swung on and popped up. And the third, and it's dropped. The third baseman and the pitcher there clearly were both calling for it and probably a little bit nervous that they might collide into each other, and that means the ball's going to drop there. And so the runners will now be on first and second with nobody out, which honestly, I'll say this, is not the worst thing in the world, because now you're a ground ball away from getting 2 outs, and then you're an out away from getting out of the inning unscathed. So not the worst result in the world, although, of course, you'd rather take the out there for sure. Not going to say anything about that. And that one's hit down the right field line. Perhaps playable. Hustling, but that's going to land without a trace there. Good hustle there by the right fielder, David Twitty, but just was not able to track that one down. And appears that he lost his hat on the trek and the journey over down the right field line. And the 0-1 pitch here from Wallach, and they bunt. Squares around a bunt, which interesting for the cleanup guy, I believe. And yeah, that is Lawson, so that is the cleanup guy. So you certainly don't see that very often at the college level, is your cleanup guy squaring around a bunt. But that certainly just shows the unselfishness of this team. But nonetheless, the count moves to 0-2, and Wallach looking to put Lawson away. And that one swung on and hit down the line. A nice play by the third base coach. Didn't field it cleanly, but able to get his chest to the ball there, take it off the chest, and recover, make a nice play and a nice throw. So good for him, showing his players how it's done over there down the third base line. And another 0-2 pitch is swung on and hit up the middle off of the glove of Wallach there, so slowed that one down. Probably a good thing, because that might have been able to sneak up the middle had he not. So the Bruins do get an out there, not able to turn the double play. That's going to mean the runners are on the corners with just 1 out, and that is going to bring up Castillo, who was hit with a pitch the first time he got up there, and certainly the Knights want to get Encarnacion another at-bat here in this inning. Homered his last time up and hit the ball pretty far, if I do say so myself. And move over to first, and it looked like Burke was not ready for that one. So certainly, luckily, able to track that one down. Otherwise, that would have been an unfortunate run for the Knights. It would have gone all the way to the backstop. And that one is a throw, and no throw from the catcher. I think I just said that was a throw. Yeah, that's how baseball works, Tyler. What are you doing? That was a strike is what I meant to say. And there was no throw down to second base. Obviously just trying to keep the runner from scoring. So now runners on second and third and 1 out. And that one is swung on and missed. Big swing from Castillo. He did not connect. So the count now moves to 0-2. And honestly, Wallach not pitching badly here in this inning at all. Just kind of had an unfortunate double, and now the Knights really threatening to score. He's been ahead most of the time here in this inning. And that one is swung on and fouled off. Count remains at 0-2 here, and the pitch from Wallach is swung on and hit into left field. That's going to get through for a base hit, and they're going to hold that runner at third, but one run is going to score. So the score now moves to 4-3, so the Knights able to bounce back here and get another run on the board, as neither pitcher really able to solve the puzzle that is the opposing lineup right now. And that's going to bring up Encarnacion, who is in an eerily similar situation he was in his first at-bat, where he hit a 3-run home run. And I'm sure he's going to look to repeat that result here. So Wallach going to have to change the game plan from his last at-bat and a move over to first, and a pretty good one. But Castillo gets back safely. And that is going to be swung on and tapped down the third base line. And a throw over to first, and a nice play there by Daniel Wood, who really was able to kind of pull double duty there, keeping the guy on third from scoring and sneaking around there, but also able to get the out at first. So Encarnacion not able to get a hold of one in that at-bat. And that will bring up Hauser, looking to capitalize on this opportunity here and get some more runs for the Knights. And for Wallach, he's just trying to stop the bleeding and get the Bruins back into the dugout so his offense can give him some more runs, as they have been able to do all game so far. So the count moves to 0-1 here on Hauser. And the 0-1 swung on and hit down the right field line, way out of play. So the count moves going to move. The count is going to move to 0-2. Sounded like Yosemite Sam right there. I don't know what happened to me. And that one is swung on and hit very hard out into left field, but pretty much right at Cole Pearson. He had to back up just a little bit to make that catch, but he does haul it in nonetheless. So the Knights strike for one, and we're going to head to the bottom of the third here in what's been a pretty offensively charged game, as we're going to head there, and the score is going to sit at 4-3.
Batting first, number 3, Daniel Williams.
And we are back here live for this game between the Knights and the Bruins. And the Knights leading the Bruins by 1 here, but I have a feeling that the way this game's been going is that one is tapped out to second base. That second base been getting a lot of work so far today. And they move over to first, and that will be out number 1. So Daniel Williams, the cleanup hitter for the Bruins, doesn't even let me announce that he's batting before
Next to bat, number 14.
he ends up taking the trot back to the dugout. And that's going to bring up Zach Burke. And as I was going to say, is I have a feeling that the score is probably not going to be 4-3 by the end of this one. The offenses have really been active here in the first few innings of the game. And both teams looking to continue that momentum going forward, as that one is tapped down the third base line. And a nice play over there by one of the coaches, or at least I presume is one of the coaches. Might be a player, I can't really tell anymore, but nonetheless, nice play by him, whoever it is. Whatever his role is. And that pitch is inside, and so inside, in fact, that it hits Zach Burke. So he will take his base, and the Bruins will not have the leadoff runner on base for this inning like they had in the first 2 innings, but they will have a runner on in this inning, which is just as important as they look to at least tie up this ball game, and that's going to bring up Cole Pearson, who made a nice play out in left field to end the inning last time, backing up and tracking that ball down. And certainly outfield is not as easy as it looks, folks. You guys might think, looking at it from a distance or looking at it on the live stream or in person, whatever the case may be, that, you know, you just kind of got to follow a ball and catch it, but it's a lot harder than it looks, folks. I can promise you that. And that pitch was swung on and missed. So the count moves to 0-1 on Pearson. And that pitch is swung on, and a diving try by the third baseman, Encarnacion, but that's going to get into the outfield for a base hit. So every inning, the Bruins have had 2 runners on at least, and they are really looking to do some more damage in this inning. And that's going to bring up Chad Bain.
Hopefully that's like a really weird way. Hey, I knew a guy that spells John J-O-H.
And the 0-0 pitch is outside and downstairs. Nice play by the catcher there. That looked like it might have really been some trouble there, but able to corral it, and the count moves to 1-0. And that one is downstairs for ball 2. So good hitter's count here for Bain. Let's see what he can do with it. The 2-0 pitch is in there for a called strike. Obviously didn't like that pitch, so that's going to be a strike, and the count moves to 2-1. And I'm not exactly sure what the umpires said there. And it looks like the umpire is going to talk to the pitcher there and see what's going on. Let me see if I can confide in my associates over here and see if I can figure out what happened. So it appears that the consensus is that the pitcher licked his fingers and did not wipe them off, which is something you're not supposed to do. So they just gave him a little bit of a warning there. I'm not sure if that's actually what happened, but we're going to go with it because we don't have any other ideas. So that sounds like a good idea there. And we're going to move the count to 3-1 here. So another good hitter's count for the Bruins as we hope to get some more runs here in the bottom of the third. And a back move over to second, and that did not look very planned there, I would say. And Bain getting back there, or excuse me, Burke getting back there rather easily.
Spider time? That's the thing now.
And that one is swung on and missed. Big swing from Bain, but he didn't get it. So the count now moves full.
Did Gavin ever tell tell you about the story.
And another opportunity for the Bruins to load the bases should another walk occur here. But for Bain, I'm sure he'd just love to get one in the gap and score those runners.
Dude, I was like,
And the 3-2 is outside, so a walk is exactly what happens. And for the third straight inning, the Bruins are going to have the bases loaded with 1 out or less.
Next to bat, number 15, Bryson French.
something that was factual.
So that's going to bring up Bryson French, who is in another big spot here. And it'll be interesting to see if the Bruins try anything here in order to tie up this game. These are kind of the moments, especially early in the season, where you might want to try some funky stuff. And doesn't look like anything's on here. And a nice stop by the catcher there. One of the worst feelings as a pitcher in the world is when you're confident you're going to get a guy out, and you just end up throwing a ball in the dirt, gets by your catcher, the runners score anyway. You feel like you immediately failed, and no matter what happens to the rest of that bat, you didn't do your job. So a nice play by the catcher there to keep that from happening. The 1-0 is chopped to Encarnacion, and it gets by him. And that's going to score 1 run. Burke's going to be waved around, and they're going to have runners on second and third. I'm not sure how they're going to score this. My guess is it's going to be an error, but nonetheless, the Bruins will take it as they will take a 5-4 lead here in the bottom of the third. So the Bruins have scored in every single inning so far, and they are not going to lay down here against these Knights. And now the Bruins have a chance to score even more runs, and that's going to bring up the 9-hole hitter, Daniel Wood. And usually in a moment like this, I'd say, I wonder if they're going to pitch around him. My guess, they're not going to pitch around him. You don't really want to pitch around the 9-hole hitter in this spot. You want to go after him. And that one's going to be well inside. Though I will say I have been wrong many a times in my life, far more often than I have been right. So wouldn't be surprised if they do decide to pitch around him here. And that one's in there for a called strike.
dude, I just missed like.
That's my sister.
And that one misses, so the count's going to move to 2-1 here. And the 2-1 is tapped, and oh man, that is definitely not what you want to do if you're Chad Bain. And I think he got back. He did. He got back, and so everybody's safe. Connors could not get the ball out in time, and Bain able to scamper back to third. I will say this, got very, very lucky there. But again, the Bruins will certainly take it, so nobody gets out in that exchange, and that's going to be the end of the day for Connors. Has to be a disappointing end to his day, but that's going to be all for Connors, and so they're going to bring in a reliever here.
He decided to go for a runner on third.
And so now
So it's a fielder's choice. It's a mental error, but it doesn't go down as a roster.
the Bruins have another really nice opportunity to add on to this lead, and we will be right back after a quick break.
Dude, he answered.
All right. So we are back here, and Taylor is going to come in and pitch for the Knights. And so a really, really big opportunity here for the Bruins as they hope to build off of this lead now. And a great opportunity for Riley Ramsey to really come in here and blow this thing open, and that's down the line, but that's going to be foul for strike one.
Hey, a broken clock's right twice a day.
You're not wrong.
We are not striking out every time. Dude, that's progress.
This is the first Bruin game I've ever watched for baseball. So.
They had 15 Ks the first night or something. Opening pitcher.
And that one is swung on and missed. So now the count will move to 0-2.
We're doing a lot better than the last one.
I like this stuff.
We will
I
have
will
to
not
end
say
this
something
point.
because I don't want to jinx them.
Oh, you right, Patrick.
It's gonna be a grounder to the right.
No, that's not.
And that one is in the dirt. So count moves to 1-2 here. As again, Ramsey really looking to blow this thing open for the Bruins, trying to get one in the gap. Ramsey started this game off with a single, so certainly he would love to repeat that result here.
So now that's out. So we should be good, right?
It's out of the way and we're still in the lead.
And that one misses, so the count moves to 2-2 now.
That's right. Bases juice.
I would rather see a grand slam.
So a 2-2 count here to Ramsey. And Taylor's pitch is swung on and missed. Looked like a changeup. Good pitch there from Taylor. So Ramsey goes down swinging, and I
Number 30.
am not 100% positive, but that might be the first strikeout of the day for the Bruins, maybe the second. Nonetheless, a big one there for Taylor as he's trying to stop the bleeding here, and that's going to bring up David Twitty.
Okay, home run.
And that one is in there for a strike. So
What if I said it?
Bruins with 2 outs here and bases loaded would love to build upon this lead and build upon the inning. Well, they've already scored 2 runs. So we will see if David Twitty can repeat his first at-bat where he hit a ball down the left field line. And that one's going to be stopped. And a nice play again by the catcher back there. And I do believe that is Castillo. He's had a nice day back there. Actually, I'm not sure that's Castillo. I don't know who is back there. Whoever it is, he's having a good day. Whoever he is. Having a good time.
Eddie Rosario? Sorry. Not Eddie. The fake one from San Antonio.
And the 1-1. Swung on and missed. Twitty out ahead of that one.
I don't know why that was so funny. This is the.
Sure you guys had some cold games up here last year. Oh.
And that one is swung on and missed. So unfortunately, the Bruins go down here without being able to get another run. And so we will be back in the top of the 5th inning as the Bruins do strike for 2 in that inning. And we will head there as the score sits at 5-4. All right, and we are back here live for this game between the Knights and the Bruins. I do believe I said that we were heading to the top of the 5th inning last time. I meant to say the top of the 4th, so I do apologize for that. As my college coach Ryan Bruce knows very well, I do not really know how to count outs, so I don't know how to count innings either, apparently, as that one's chopped to third, and a nice play, and a nice pick. Oh, no, never mind. I can't see, apparently, either. I don't know what's going on. I'm losing it. As that one's going to get by the first baseman, Burke, so that's going to go down as an error. So a runner will reach base for the Knights. Here to lead off the inning. So that's going to bring up the number 9 hole hitter, Blum, for the Knights. And I'll tell you what, with the way these offenses are performing today, this might be one of the higher scoring ball games we see. It's going to be back and forth. At least it has been so far, and a throw over to first. And the runner, Rosario, gets back safely. And that one's downstairs, so the count moves to 1-0.
He went 7 innings. He came out. We were down 3-1. So I mean, that's about all he has. Yeah. 7 innings.
And the count moves to 1-0, and that one's popped up, and that's going to hit the net there. So count moves to an even 1-1. So for Wallach, you just kind of have to hope for a ground ball here. And it's definitely frustrating as a pitcher to have your offense be playing so well, and you feel like you're not being able to put up a goose egg in any of the innings that you pitched, although Wallach did put up a goose egg in the first inning. As that one's fouled straight back. So the count moves to 1-2 here. And Wallach has really done a good job of getting to 2 strikes, but he has not been able to put the Knights away once he gets there. He was able to strike out the leadoff batter of the ball game, which would be Allen.
No, I wasn't opening. It was a midweek game. Yeah,
but not really able to put the batters away after that.
He gave up like a grand slam.
And the 1-2 is fouled off. And one thing that I've noticed about the Knights here, just kind of looking at what I'm seeing, is the leadoff batter, Allen, was really the only guy that has showed a ton of patience for this lineup, as pretty much everybody else has really tried to jump all over Wallach here, but the leadoff batter, Allen, has really done a nice job in this one of making Wallach work and driving up that pitch count. So that's something to keep in mind as this game goes along, as that pitch is fouled off. And another 1-2 is upstairs. Not a bad pitch there from Wallach, but nice discipline there from Blum there.
Ground ball right at Con.
And another pitch, and oh man, you definitely do not want to see that when you have a guy down 2 strikes, especially the 9-hole batter. And a hit by pitch there from Wallach, and that's going to bring up Allen, who we were just speaking about. And at this point, probably the last thing you want if you're Wallach is a guy that's going to go up there and take a lot of pitches and really work the count. Although now that I say that, he's probably going to swing at the first pitch just because the Lord likes to make me wrong pretty frequently. And the first pitch to Allen is downstairs and outside for ball 1.
You Braves fan, John?
I honestly really don't care about baseball that much. My parents, this is about to blow you guys' mind, but my parents have like this unhealthy obsession with college baseball.
Okay.
Yeah.
You don't hear that too often.
And that one just misses, so the count moves to 2-0. Good hitters count for Allen, especially with runners on second and first, nobody out like he has it here. And the Knights have not really allowed the Bruins to get comfortable here, especially on defense. And that one is swung on and ripped down the left field line and foul. Got the pitch he wanted there, just was not able to stay back enough on that one. Certainly if he was able to steer that one fair, that would have been trouble for the Bruins.
Just so I can watch the Pirates lose 105 games again this year.
Nah, they'll lose like 90.
And as of right now, the Bruins do not have anybody warming up in the bullpen. So this appears to be Wallach's jam to get out of. And the 2-1 is just misses upstairs. Good eye from Allen there. And we've seen that from him all day long.
We've been mediocre. That needs to be mediocre for like a year. We need to get out of it.
And another good hitter's count for Allen. So we'll see if he turns up the aggression a little bit here. And the 3-1. And he does. And a good pitch there from Wallach. Able to get him swinging on a curveball. Maybe a slider there. Can't exactly tell from the point of view that we're at. But nonetheless, good off-speed pitch there and a good time to pull a good one out. And this full count pitch from Wallach is swung on, popped high in the air, kind of into that Bermuda Triangle area for the Bruins. And it's caught by Burke, the first baseman. Tough play there, but he's able to corral it. And that will be the first out of the inning. Allen doing his thing. He's really worked the count all three at-bats, but he is also 0 for 3. So hasn't been able to finish those at-bats with a hit or a walk as of yet. And that's going to bring up Ohia.
Like last year, it should have been. He's old. He looks how old and expressive. Dude, oh my gosh. Like I love Ben. Like I love Ben, and he's like one of the big reasons why I got into football when I was little. But it was tough. I was able to go to his last home game actually, so that was pretty cool. We kind of like walked around.
And that is chopped and snagged by Wallach. On to second, fires to no. He doesn't fire to first. He got taken out by the runner there. And just a good play by the runner. That's what you're trained to do as a base runner. So the Bruins do get one there. So that will be 2 outs now. And runners on the corners. So an opportunity for the Bruins to get out of this inning unscathed, but that's going to take some work as the 3-hole hitter Vigent is going to step up to the plate here to try and drive the runners in. And you could see coach for the Bruins talking to the umpire, trying to argue that that was an unnecessary takedown over at second base, but it's kind of hard to see from up here, but it looked pretty decently clean to me. Obviously a hard fall, and obviously you never like to see that in any form, but certainly seemed like it was within the rules, not malicious or anything like that, and that one is in there for a called strike. So Wallach would love to be able to get out of this inning unscathed, and he's on his way to doing that. And that's going to be a stolen base. So looks like the Knights just trying to avoid a force out here, so they're going to try and make the Bruins throw on to first if there's a ground ball. Certainly never a bad thing. Also getting another runner in scoring position, certainly, again, never a bad thing. And the 1-1 from Wallach is swung on and ripped into the gap, so it's not really going to matter at this point. That's going to get all the way to the wall. Both runners are going to score, and Vigent's going to have a huge 2-out, 2 RBI double here in the fourth. And you have to wonder how much longer are they going to let Wallach go here. Still does not appear to be anybody down in the bullpen, but he has given up 6 runs. So it'll be interesting to see how much longer the Bruins let him go. And that's going to bring up the cleanup hitter Lawson. And tough break for the Bruins there, as they were just a couple of pitches away from getting out of that inning with no runs given up. And now, unfortunately, The lead has been given up as that pitch is in there for a called strike.
Too bad. Oh, you can put 2 in for. Okay, that's cool.
And that pitch is popped up, perhaps playable, and it's not going to be playable. That's going to get into the second row there.
I didn't know you can.
The next person you're gonna walk is
No
another date.
problem. You'll be set.
So Wallach nursing an 0-2 count here, and a curveball is downstairs, and the runner's going to move up. And a good read there from Vigent, able to advance on that play.
But see something like that, like if you weren't here, I'd be like, chopped up there and would have missed something.
And the count now sits at 1-2, and that 1-2 pitch is swung on and hit into left field past the diving third baseman, and that's going to be a base hit and an RBI base hit. So the 3-4 guys for the Knights coming through here in the fourth inning.
My first game doing
So the count, or excuse me, not the count, but the score now moves to 7-5.
it was pretty bad. Like everything was wrong.
That's how you learn.
Yeah.
Somebody might have had a triple double or something that game.
Exactly.
And so that's going to bring up the 5-hole hitter Castillo, and the first pitch to him misses for ball 1.
I feel like this is good.
And now, and only now, have the Bruins put somebody out in the bullpen, warming up here, so we'll see how much longer Wallach will go. I'm sure they're going to at least try and let him finish out this inning. And that one is in there for a called strike.
Me and Gavin's first volleyball game was really rough.
And Castillo not very happy with that. But he, in fairness to him, he does kind of crowd the plate a little bit. So, you know, that's kind of what happens when you do that. Listen, I was the person that crowded the plate as well. So, you know, no harm, no foul there. But that's just kind of how it goes sometimes. So the count now moves to 2-1 after that pitch missed for a ball.
I don't really see the advantage of crowding.
And that pitch is in there for a called strike, too. So now the count moves to 2-2.
Could make the pitcher nervous.
2 on, 2 out, or excuse me, 1 on, 2 out, and a 2-2 count. So not quite deuces or wild, but, you know, we're almost there.
Plate like that, you better have quick hands.
And the runner's moving, and a throw down to second's a good one, and he is out. And the runner did his best to try and swim around the tag there, but unable to do so. So a good throw there from Bryson French, the catcher. And the Bruins are able to get out of that inning, but unfortunately still did give up 3 runs in that inning, and all coming with 2 outs. So the Bruins will look to bounce back here as we head to the bottom of the 4th.
first, number 9, Conley Burke.
And we are back here live as the first pitch is swung on and fouled off by Conley Burke. And that pitch is in there for a called strike 2. So Burke down 0-2 here as Taylor still out there after getting out of the jam last time. And certainly it looks a lot better now that the Knights have the lead here. And that one is swung on and missed. So Burke goes down on 3 pitches there to open up this bottom of the 4th. And that'll bring up Daniel Williams.
Next up to bat, number 3, Daniel Williams.
So the count now sitting at 0-1 here. And that pitch is swung on and hit over to short, and he'll throw on to first. Perfect throw for out number 2. So quickly 2 up and 2 down for the Bruins, and that'll bring up Zach Burke.
Next up to bat, number 14, Zach Burke.
Mason Rudolph is just the classic Mike Gundy quarterback.
Who?
Mason Rudolph.
Deep ball. Yeah, I don't know. He's just not an NFL starter.
Right. Puts up like all these crazy stats.
And that ball is swung on and hit out to shallow right field. And the right fielder charging on, calling everybody off, and he will make the catch for out number 3. So 1, 2, 3 go the Bruins in the bottom of the 4th, and we'll head to the top of the 5th. The score still sitting at 7-5. All right, and we are back here live, and that one swung on and fouled off. So the count's going to move to 1-1, and Wallach is still out there for the Bruins, hopefully trying to get one more inning out of the starter here if you're the Bruins.
You like that?
And that one's in there for a called strike.
I kind of root for
So the count now moves to 1-2.
Tennessee a little bit as well, just because my dad. I didn't announce
And that one is swung on and hit out towards right center field. Ramsey moving over, and he will make the catch for out number 1. As Wallach looking to bounce back after a few rough innings in a row.
One reason left.
And the first pitch here from Wallach is up and in
Oh, yeah.
for ball
Like he barely played at all this year.
1. And I'm trying to figure out who is batting. I'm not recognizing the number here. And that is Encarnacion, as that one's going to sail over us here and get out into the parking lot. And so it is Encarnacion. I'm not sure why I was having trouble seeing the number in that moment, but
It's kind of a hard font.
it kind of happens, I suppose.
It's kind of a weird font. The number.
Yeah, I just looked at the newest mock draft, and they actually have McCreary going to the first round this time. Which I was like, oh, thank goodness, fine. But, you know, the other ones I was looking, I'm like, where is okay, he's not, that's great. That's, yeah, I think he's the third or fourth best corner in the draft, and you got, like, 7 corners going. None of them are him. I'm like, what are you doing? Like,
I think whoever can get that one Cincinnati corner is going to have really good steal.
Oh yeah, Sauce Gardner.
yeah, Sauce is good.
Yes, sauce.
Anybody who's named Sauce has to be good, or you're the worst human being that's ever lived. I mean, his real name's Ahmad Gardner, I think.
Is
Yeah. So
Everyone just calls him Sauce.
yeah, everybody just calls him Sauce.
Their other corner's name was Kobe Bryant.
Yeah, you're
Oh,
you're
yeah, I
right,
remember that.
He wore number 8. too,
That's
dude.
right.
But she's not bad either.
No, yeah, he got the Thorpe Award this year for the best corner in college.
Isn't he a
Bad.
sophomore though?
Yeah.
38.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He's
he's
not-
not.
Pearson.
No, he's not drafted eligible.
No, I know he's not draft eligible. I just couldn't
not
remember if
bad.
he's a freshman or a sophomore.
Yeah.
Cut the best corner in the.
Who was that
He's
other
not
corner?
bad.
They had another good corner too. They had like
There's so
3
many
really
good corners in this year's draft. It's crazy.
I wish the Steelers drafted you because we could use.
It's just such a
Losing
weird.
Akello Witherspoon.
I just feel like it's such a weird draft. Like
Who do you have the Lions draft? Second
what are
overall.
they? Second overall?
You haven't-
Well, honestly,
I
it
hope we
should be
get-
Kayvon Thibodeau
I hope we had a good Hutchinson.
because I feel like, well, yeah. If number one, if Thibodeau goes 1, then Hutchinson should go 2. But I feel like the Jaguars are going to be dumb and take Evan Neal because
the safety, right? Or is it the
no, he's
offensive
a
lineman?
tackle from Alabama.
I could so see that though.
I just would feel really strange about that.
Protect Lawrence, though, right?
Yeah, but
First
if
up to
you're going
bat,
to take
number
Evan Neal,
38,
trade back.
Cole Pearson.
Because he's not the number 1 player in the draft, you know. Trade back to somebody who wants Thibodeau.
He's
you know.
like the Evan Neal wasn't a generational offensive lineman like Jake Fromm.
He's gonna be Eric Fisher. He's gonna be okay, you know. Like he's gonna be. Eric Fisher's had a nice
good.
career.
No,
He's
he
been
is.
around for 10 years, but he's not.
He's had a nice career.
He's not great, you know.
He's not Orlando Pace.
No.
Or Penwise.
And he went number 1 overall. So like that's what I look at Evan Neal as. He might be a little better than that, but you know.
Next up to bat, number 1, Chad Bain.
All right, so just full disclosure for everybody, I've been talking for the last 2.5 minutes to nobody. I didn't realize that I had not turned my microphone on, so there you go. We're all professionals out here, you know. We're all what you guys don't know is this is my audition for ESPN, so hopefully they saw the first 4 innings of this and then tapped out and made their decision already, because if not, I'm not getting it.
They
So-
only watched the film.
Nonetheless, I commented on, a nice hit there from Cole Pearson and how the Bruins have had the leadoff runner on 3 out of 5 innings. And I also said that it was pretty cool that I watched a Red Sox game in the playoffs this season. And the Red Sox actually, I believe, at least, got the leadoff hitter on in all 9 innings of that game. So that was certainly a cool moment. And if it wasn't all 9, I think it might have been 8 out of the 9 or something like that. But it was a lot. Nonetheless, and it was certainly cool to see, which you don't see that very often. But now, 2-2 count here to Chad Bain. And Baines swings and hits that out to straightaway left field. The left fielder will come on and make the catch for out number 1.
Next up to bat, number 15, Bryson French.
That's going to bring up Bryson French, who's behind the plate today. For the Bruins. And Taylor has done a really nice job since coming out of the pen, really changing the pace of this game. Certainly offensively charged game today. And that will move over to first. And the runner gets back safely. And the first pitch is swung on and tapped out in between third and short. The third baseman fields, throws onto third, and the second baseman will hold that one. So the Knights do get 1 out there. So that'll be 2 outs here in the bottom of the 5th, and that is going to bring up the 9-hole hitter, Daniel Wood.
Next up to bat, number 29, Daniel Wood.
And that pitch is ripped into left field. Nice piece of hitting there by Daniel Wood, the 9-hole hitter. And now with 2 outs and 2 on for the Bruins, that'll bring up the leadoff hitter, Riley Ramsey. Ramsey looking to reward the bottom of the order for really starting to come through here for the Bruins. As something that you don't see very often in baseball is the bottom of the order really picking it up for the leadoff guy, especially at this level of college. And a move over, and they got him! And an unfortunate way to end the inning for the Bruins to get picked off at second. So just as I start to say the bottom of the order picked it up for the top, unfortunately, there's a pickoff there, so that will end the inning, and the Bruins will have to head to the top of the 6th, still trailing 7-5. All right, and we are back here live as I believe Josh Legnard will come in for the Bruins. He's wearing number 30. Legnard usually wears number 29, but the umpire pointed at him and yelled 29, so I'm assuming that that means that he is Josh Legnard. And that pitch misses for ball 1. So the count sits at 1 and 2.
The next substitution.
What a fantastic.
And that one is swung on and missed. So Legnard comes in and really starts throwing the gas here. And the first strikeout we've seen for the Bruins in quite a while. And that will bring up the leadoff hitter, Allen, who's 0 for 3 today. That one misses for ball 1. So top of the 6th inning, the Bruins trailing 7-5 against the Knights. First part of this game has really been all about offense, and the last 2 innings has been all about the pitching. So we will see how this game shakes out here for the last couple of innings now. And that one is swung on and driven deep to left center, and they don't even move. That hits the car out in the parking lot. No. Wow. Are you kidding me? That ball was absolutely demolished by Allen.
That's actually...
The car has stopped in the middle of the road, and I will say that is a first for me. The guy's out at the car looking at it, just hating it, just hating life right now.
I hope it didn't break anything.
Oh, my goodness.
Dude, you gotta be
That ball was crushed, guys. Wow.
I bet that guy is so bad right now.
Dude, what are the chances?
That is
the one time.
very unlikely to ever happen, and it just happened to that poor guy. So Legnard comes out, strikes out the 9-hole hitter for the Knights, and then gives up an absolute bomb to Allen, who is no longer over, and he was much more aggressive in that at-bat than he has been all game, and he put a hurting on that baseball. But now we will move on as the count sits at 2-0, and that pitch is in there for a called strike to the second hitter, Ohia. Excuse me. The 2-1. Swung on and missed.
Hit the same guy.
He hits the whatever that is, control card, parks.
And that one is upstairs. So the count moves full now to 3-2 with 1 out here in the 6th. So the score is now at 8-5. And that one is in there for a call strike 3. Nice pitch from Legnard. Good bounce back after the homer there. And 2 outs here in the top of the 6th inning, and that's going to bring up the 3-hole hitter, Vigent. And that ball is swung on and slapped out into left field for a base hit. So Vigent continues his good hitting day. Got a 2 RBI double in his last at-bat, and now a single here in the top of the 6th. And so 2 outs now and a runner on first, and that's going to bring up the 4-hole hitter, Lawson. And so Legnard looking to get out of this inning without any further damage. But he's got to go through the cleanup hitter for the Knights to do it. I think what amazed me most about that home run, guys, is the outfielders didn't even move. It was one of those home runs that you hit on MLB The Show that the outfielders just stand there and don't even look at the baseball.
No doubter.
It's an absolutely. It was an absolute no doubter. That one's in there for a called strike. And a move over to first, and the runner moving first move, and it's gonna work out for him as that'll be a stolen base for Vigent there. 3-hole hitter showing off a little bit of speed there.
Although that helps if he was going first minute, man,
And the 1-1. Swung on and hit foul off to the right, and the count moves to 1-2.
we got the new intern here, guys. We got the new intern.
We need an extra hand doing stats.
Put him on the mic.
On the mic. We'll put him on the mic. Yeah.
And the 1-2 is swung on and fouled off over toward the Knights dugout.
Ziggy Z, he could be the next guest in the podcast.
Should we get Max Barak?
Are you gonna get next? Dude, oh, you know another guy that I just saw. I think didn't he move down to Greenville? Or up to Greenville? Jeho.
And that one is swung on and driven down the left field line, but that's going to be well foul.
Oh, okay. Dude, I saw him a couple
So the
weeks
count
ago.
remains at 1-2.
Oh wow. It's probably like it's the beginning of the semester. He just I don't know what he was doing. He said I did.
Who's that?
Justin Howell.
The name sounds familiar.
Big old dude.
I might have
Tall
heard the name.
guy.
And that one's way upstairs
Big skin.
from Legnard. And the count moves to 2-2. And I'm not sure what's going on here. As now we're ready to go. So the count sits at 2-2, 2 outs and a runner on second here in the top of the 6th. And that one is swung on and fouled off to the right. And and a nice attempt there by one of the fans, but was not able to corral it.
No, it looks more like it,
And that pitch from Legnard is way outside. Nice job by French just to corral that one, and the count moves full.
Oh yeah, he got married. He's there in Iowa. He's in law school now.
Oh, he's in law school.
Yeah. He's wicked.
And bit of a fake throw over to second there.
We had like
Full count here, 2 outs, runner on
big group of
second.
us went out to his wedding.
And Legnard steps off again.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that was awesome.
Obviously
When did he get?
not happy with what's going on here.
COVID some of you.
And the full count pitch. Slider slapped out into right field, but pretty much right at the right fielder, Twitty, for the Bruins, and that'll be out number 3. But a big home run by the leadoff hitter, Allen, for the Knights, leaves this game at 8-5 as we head to the bottom of the 6th.
Batting first, number 5, Riley Ramsey.
All right, and we are back here live for this game between the Knights And, of course, your Bob Jones University Bruins, as the Bruins trail 8-5 here. But Riley Ramsey stepping up to the plate, looking to change the fortunes for the Bruins here. And that one is swung on and fouled off down the right field line.
Way to get that guy.
So the count moves to 0-1.
I missed the bowl actually my first year.
And I believe that is still Taylor out there on the mound for the Knights. And that one is fouled off. And, man, I can't exactly tell what he's throwing that's getting these hitters so far off balance. Might be a slider or a cutter of some sort, but, man, he has really done a good job of keeping these Bob Jones hitters reaching out over the plate all day today, or at least not all day, but, you know, since he's been in the game. And the 0-2 is just outside. Hit the spot, but the catcher was set up pretty far outside there, just trying to get Ramsey to chase. And they check over. The first base umpire said he did not swing, so the count will go to 1-2. And the 1-2. In the dirt, count moves to 2-2.
Brad, yeah, I love Brad. Brad was one of my favorite people. I love Brad. Like his brother Cody was also one of my favorite people.
And the 2-2. Swung on and missed. Good off-speed pitch there from Taylor, and that is the first out of the inning as Ramsey goes down on strikes. And that will bring up David Twitty.
Or no, he was the same year.
Okay, I remember him being on like seeing him. I like that.
Yeah, he was like he was so done.
Oh, dude, all of them. I can remember Hunter Cart.
Yeah.
And that one is swung on and tapped over to Encarnacion, who comes in, and it makes that play for out number 2. So quick work for Taylor here to really come in and shut them down since he's come in.
Because he went to like a hockey play, the Hurricanes playoff game.
Oh, that. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, they were good. They went to the.
And that's going to bring up Conley Burke here, trying to get something going for the Bruins in the bottom of the 6th.
What was your name again?
Daniel. Daniel Lightford.
And that one is swung on and fouled off.
What I took. At least I think I'm
Yeah, I realized I didn't.
Yeah, it's
I was
like,
like talking to you the whole time. I was like recognizing you. That's not like.
yeah, no,
I
I recognize you too.
And that one is swung on and hit out to right field, and that's going to be a tough play, and that's going to be caught out there in right field. What a play out there by the right fielder, Ohia. He's had a reasonably quiet game today, but a great play out there in right. Good hit ball by Burke, but just a better play on defense. And so the Bruins go 1-2-3 here in the bottom of the 6th, and we'll head to the top of the 7th with the score still at 8-5. All right, and we are back here live for this game between the Bruins and the Knights. And so the score is 8-5 Knights here in the top of the 7th inning, as Legnard back out there for his 2nd inning of work for the Bruins, and that one's in there. A called strike to Castillo, the number 5 hitter for the Knights. And that one is downstairs for ball 1. So Legnard looking to bounce back after giving up a home run in his last inning of work. Not a great first inning of work for him, but certainly not a terrible one. Other than the home run, wasn't really a lot of action going on. Was able to get out of it pretty much unscathed. Again, other than an absolute bomb by Allen from the Knights. 2 home runs today for the Knights. One by, of course, Allen, the one last inning, and then, of course, one by the guy who's on deck right now, Encarnacion, in the second inning. And that one misses. Cal moves to a full count of 3-2.
He was like coming up from the doors. Yeah. He cut the corner real short, and dude, he almost. I was like, he saw me. He was like looking down.
And that one misses for ball 4. So the Knights start off the inning with a walk, and Legnard will look to bounce back here against Encarnacion, who after the home run has pretty much kept the ball. Had pretty soft contact in pretty much everything that he has had up to this point. Again, other than the home run, of course. So the Bruins will look for a double play here, I'm sure. Legnard sets and fires the first pitch to Encarnacion. Is a curveball in there for strike 1. And that one is swung on and hit out into the left center gap. That's going to drop for a base hit, and the center fielder can't. Riley Ramsey couldn't grab a hold of it, but is able to get it back in before the runners advance. And Encarnacion has himself another hit. And that is going to bring up Hauser.
So who do you root for in the NFL? Oh, okay.
My friend Bobby's a really big, like, Carolina everything fan.
I think they'll beat
My team is even worse. The Lions.
And the first pitch is downstairs. Oh, that's actually not downstairs. It's in there for a called strike. My apologies.
Did he call that a strike? He did. Oh my goodness.
He probably wants to go home.
How do you like use his edit, I guess, or what? Clear?
his backspace.
And the 0-1 pitch from Legnard is definitely downstairs, and ball gets away. And good reaction by the Knights base runners there, as it didn't get away from French by a lot. It really was within a reachable zone for him, but he didn't know where it was just long enough for the Knights to advance. And so now runners on second and third with nobody out here in the top of the 7th. And that one is swung on and missed. Hauser took a huge swing at that and did not get it. So the count moves to 1-2. And they call a balk on Legnard. I believe it was because they're going to say he didn't pause before delivering that pitch. And so that will allow the runner Castillo to score from third and the runner second to move on to third base. So that means the score is going to sit at 9-5, and pitching coach Rulapal will go out here and try and talk to his pitcher. And probably just going to let him know what he has to do to fix that now.
Where is the ball?
Make the 811 or the 800 call to the bull. Yeah, over there.
It's going.
It's like, yeah, have your hands full. Nice.
So the 1-2 pitch to Hauser is swung on and missed. So a good bounce back from Legnard. He gets the first out of the inning there, and that's going to bring up Rosario.
He had a good season, huh?
Yes, he did.
I would say.
Who does he play for again?
The Braves.
That's why they.
Was he
I
like
couldn't
left
put a.
field?
I couldn't put a face with
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, he's left.
I was able to go to
And the first pitch from Legnard is swung on and fouled off straight back. Count moves to 0-1.
first spring semester and then one time in September. Yeah, it was, I'm not a Braves fan, but like they're a good team. I like watching baseball.
It's a nice thing.
It is. It's a very nice.
And that one is swung on and hit down the right field line. That's going to be well foul, and that is going to get out of play. And it's going to roll down the hill there.
Have some padding on that.
So the count moves to 0-2 here to
Yeah, no. Someone's gonna run.
Rosario.
Get killed.
Right from the leg
That
or
was
something.
extreme.
Someone's
Someone's gonna die.
Someone's gonna get wrecked.
Someone's gonna be in trouble.
Yeah.
Oh, where?
Someone might get a splinter.
Yeah, it's funny.
The wood around.
And that one is swung on and missed. Nice pitch from Legnard. Back-to-back strikeouts for Legnard here.
Let's go.
And so now there are 2 out in the inning. And that's going to bring up Blum, the 9-hole hitter for the Knights.
Stevie P pulling up in a suit.
Yeah, I know.
Looking like
Looking to come.
the owner of the team.
Technically.
And
Violation. What was the violation for? Did he not wipe himself?
I think this is another one of those instances where the pitcher licked his hands and did not wipe it off on his uniform or pants or whatever. So another warning given there. Certainly don't see it very often happening at all in a game, never mind twice in the same game. So obviously the umpire is making sure that that's something that doesn't occur. And the 1-0 is in there for a called strike. Count moves to 1-1. And that pitch is swung on and tapped, and that's going to get through for a base hit. So another run's going to score for the Knights. And the Knights have doubled up the Bruins thus far as the score moves from 9-5 to 10-5. And that's going to bring up Allen, who hit the home run in his last at-bat against Legnard, so I'm sure he's happy to see him again.
Bottom of the 5th inning, and they called the game.
And that one's upstairs for ball 1. So it's be interesting to see how Legnard decides to throw to Allen this at-bat. Clearly can't do what he did last time. And the 1-0. Curveball swung on and missed. Nice pitch from Legnard. Count moves to 1-1. Runner on first, 2 outs in a 10-5 ball game here. And a move over to first. The runner gets back safely. And the 1-1. And the runner goes. And another off-speed pitch. And that is going to deflect off of the runner. And the runner is going to stay put at second. And that never feels good if you are the runner. But another successful stolen base for the Knights. And I don't know how many that is, but it's been a significant amount. It's been a good amount. And so another runner in scoring position for the Knights as they look to add on to this lead. And the 2-1 is check swing. It gets by the catcher, but not enough for the runner to advance. Count moves to 3-1. And I'm sure Allen will look to do some damage on this 3-1 count.
We got like a free agent
And that one is swung on and off the foot of Allen as the umpire calls
No, we did a
at
few
home plate.
with
So the count remains full here.
Yeah, I think he's a senior this year, but and there was like I think there was actually a lot of Bruins on there too, some like basketball Bruin players.
Although I think they're
And then
like
actually,
free agents this
it was
year.
pretty much either like Sedans and then some Bruin players, or it was like the rest of the players were Bulldogs. The Bulldogs didn't have a team.
3-2 count and 2 outs here in the inning in the full count pitch. Swung on and hit down the right field line and out of play.
Yeah, no, softball is like one of my favorite sports here. It's just so laid back. It's just so fun.
Like everyone's got to play.
Dude, yeah.
Basketball, like if basketball isn't played right, like it's just one person dribbling around the whole time.
Oh, yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
It's just stupid.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, softball's fun. We actually had
And Legnard's full count pitch is also swung on and fouled off to the right and out of play.
Near, actually. It was like 17 to 16 or something. It was like, dude, it was so fun the whole time. We were like joking. Both teams were like joking around the whole time. Yeah. Like every time Age is like come off the bat, I'm like, it's Curtis Granderson coming up. He's like a big Mets fan. I'm sure.
That was when Ethan Bowen hit the walk off.
So we do this whole thing again here. The full count pitch. Swung on and popped high in the air. Perhaps playable, and it will be playable, but that's going to fall. Burke got a glove on it, but was not able to secure it. So Allen will get another chance here. And the count will remain full in the top of the 7th.
You know what would be really bad if you would hit like a bomb.
Oh my goodness, please hit that black truck out there.
No, we don't want that. We root for the Bruins.
And that one is swung on and fouled off.
I mean, if you're not rooting.
It's like obviously I'm not gonna root against the Bruins, but like if the Bruins lose, it's not as big of a loss to me as if like Michigan is.
This will be the 10th pitch of the at-bat.
Another long at-bat here for Allen. That's been his calling card today. And another full count.
Oh, got him.
That one's inside. What a pitch from Legnard, but what a take from Allen. He has really showed a patient eye at the plate today. And he'll take his base, and he earned it. So that'll bring up Ohia here, right fielder today.
Pitch at-bat, what was that? Or a home run. More strikeout.
And Legnard looking to dance himself out of danger here, and that one swung on and missed for strike 1.
I think they need an announcer for that. That's probably a good one.
I think something our high school game, or it looks like the church league softball game.
Dude, honestly, I could get into like church league.
Dude, I would low key do that actually.
Like some beer league softball.
And that ball is swung on and hit pretty hard down the left field line, but that's going to get way out of play. So the count's going to move to 0-2 now.
Just like a bunch of old guys. That's what I always
I've
call
never heard beer league before.
That's what you call it. Is like a men's league. Like an old.
And time is called.
There and have fun. Hey, it's 0-2, right? You gotta be.
And the 0-2 in the dirt. Not a bad 0-2 pitch there. Count moves to 1-2. And that one's way outside and upstairs. Nice job by French to snag that one. Count moves to 2-2. And 2 on, 2 out. 2-2 count here. And the 2-2. Swung on and fouled off.
Do we have like a closer this year?
Not that I know of.
And that one misses. So good at bat here from Ohia. Gone from 0-2 to 3-2, and another long at bat for Legnard. And with nobody warming up in the Bruins bullpen, you have to wonder how much longer he's going to be able to go if these at bats continue to accrue pitches. And we won't have to find out as that one swung on and missed. Legnard gets out of the jam, but three more runs. No, it was 2 more runs. My apologies. Score for the Knights, and so we will head to the bottom of the 7th inning in a 10-5 ball game.
First up to bat, number 3, Daniel Williams.
All right, and we are back here live in the bottom of the 7th inning in this 10-5 ball game, and Daniel Williams swings at that one and fouls it off. The count's going to move to 1-2 here.
I actually really do, but I don't think I'm allowed to do that.
And the 1-2. Curveball swung on and ripped into center field for a base hit. Nice job from Williams there. Got a hanging curveball from Taylor, one of the few mistakes he's made thus far. And Williams made him pay for it. So leadoff runner on again for the Bruins. That's going to bring up Zach Burke. And that one's upstairs for ball 1. And you have to wonder, how much longer are they going to let Taylor go here? He's been out there. I think this is beginning his 5th inning of work, or getting close to it anyway. I believe he came in with 1 out in the 3rd inning, so should be getting close to 4 or 5 innings of work here. So he's certainly been out there for quite a while, and it's certainly, I don't think the plan was for him to go this long today. And that pitch is in there for a called strike. Count moves to 1-1. So we'll see how much longer the Knights allow him to go. They've had guys out ready in the bullpen. And a move over to first. The runner gets back safely. And that one is swung on and driven to left field, and that is gone. Zach Burke gets a hold of one, and the lead is cut into just a little bit. But the score will now move to 10-7, and Zach Burke, that got out in a hurry. Zach showing off that power of his right there with that swing, and certainly a welcome sight for the Bruins. And that'll bring up Cole Pearson as the Bruins look to continue to cut into this lead. So after dominating for a few innings, Taylor has shown some chinks in the armor here. And that one is tapped. That's going to be a tough play. Encarnacion fields and fires, and he got him. Nice play from Encarnacion. Close play at first, but a nice play again by Encarnacion. And that's the first out of the inning for the Bruins.
Number 1, Chad Bain.
I mean, it was a close one. I mean, I am worried, right? There you go.
So that's going to bring up Chad Bain here with one out in the 7th. And that one's in there for a called strike. Count moves to 0-1. Wanted to take a quick second and thank you guys so much for joining me here on the live stream on Facebook or on YouTube, wherever you are watching this, as that one swung on and missed. Count moves to 0-2. But we will say that as the weather starts to improve, starts to get a little bit warmer, starts to get a little less windy, certainly hope that you'll decide to join us at Conisty Park for future games in person. All Bruins home games are free this year, so we certainly hope that you'll come out and join us, hang out with us, come see the people at the broadcast booth, go see the players, whatever you feel like doing. Certainly hope to see you at future games live and in the flesh. So that one was swung on and missed and had to throw over to first on the drop third strike, but that will be the second out of the inning, and that is going to bring up Bryson French. And a butt here, and French, that's a good butt. Encarnacion, another tough play, and he got him again! Oh my goodness, I'm not sure I agree with that one. Looked like French probably beat that out, but obviously we can't see from this angle very well, so we're going to have to move on to the top of the 8th. Bruins get 2 on the 2-run home run by Zach Burke, but they still trail 10-7 as we head to the top of the 8th. And we are back here live as the Bruins look to stay in this game as they are down by 3 as we are in the top of the 8th inning here. As Vigent, the 3-hole hitter, steps up to the plate here for
The Royals went on to win that one, didn't they?
the Knights.
Who was the
I
guy?
need to brush up on my baseball.
Who was the guy the Royals had?
Zach Burke with a 2-run home run in the bottom half of the 7th inning. Put the
Okay.
Bruins to within 3 in this one as that one's in there for a called strike. And that is,
When George Brett,
Vigent is not happy with that call.
they called his home run. They called him out on his home run. And he just went tearing out of the dugout. I always remember that.
But he's going to have to
Just hustling.
adjust here. Try and get something going. And the 1-2 is outside. Count moves to 2-2. So for Legnard, still out there after struggling a bit in his last inning, and that one is fired over there toward the fans. And man, that could have really done some damage.
The lips, boy.
And I think the best thing to look at when you see something like that is you can see the fans that are paying attention, the fans that are not. Because the fans that are paying attention are laughing hysterically at their almost death, and the ones that are not paying attention have not reacted at all. So I think that's the best part of when things like that happen, is that one is absolutely ripped into right field. That's going to get to the gap and get all the way to the wall. So Vigent has had a really nice game here today, and he continues. And he's fired up at second base, trying to get that dugout, have a little bit of life over there for the Knights. And a leadoff double here in the 8th for the Knights.
That should have been a home run. Just a little bit more power. Get the homer off the scoreboard.
And so that's going to bring up Lawson, the cleanup hitter today, and that one's in there for a called strike.
Well, I mean, it's the 8th inning. I guess he could come for an inning or two. Just one. Unless we get in there.
And that pitch is downstairs, and that's going to get away from French. Both catchers really have done a great job of keeping the ball in front of them today. It's one of the few times we've seen a ball scamper away from the catcher today. So certainly can't fault him for that. But nonetheless, that's going to allow the runner to move up to third base. So a runner 90 feet away from scoring for the Knights. And certainly they'd love to expand their lead here. And that one misses for ball 2. And they're going to call a balk again. And that's the second balk from Legnard. And unfortunately, both times it has resulted in a run scoring, which is about very inopportune to have a balk. And that's the second one of the day, as I said earlier. And so that's going to allow the run to score. It's going to be 11-7 now. So Lawson gets an RBI without even having to move. And that one is hit high and deep into left field. And that is going to be gone in the third home run of the day for the Knights. So regardless of the balk, it's going to be 12-7 anyway, because that ball was absolutely crushed by Lawson. The score is going to move to 12-7. Like I said, the third homer of the day for the Knights. And they are really starting to figure out this Bob Jones pitching staff here in the 8th inning. Time running out for the Bruins. They're going to have to stop the bleeding if they're going to want any chance of coming back in this one.
That is the 4th home run of the ball game.
That's pretty good. In opinion.
Got 3 over here.
For like the 2 fans here.
And that one is popped high in the air and out of play. Let's see if a fan can make a play. And no, they cannot. It's going to hop
Get it, Platt.
over to about midway up the stands and settle into a nice chair.
I did a bad job with
Take a rest. The ball's had a hard day today. I understand. And that one's upstairs for ball 1. And again, what's surprising to me, especially early on this season, is that when things like this start to happen, when you got a guy like Legnard who's pitched reasonably well but has given up 2 runs in each of the last 2 innings, and as a reliever, you know, that's about your limit. That should be about your limit, I would say, especially in a game that's been reasonably close the whole time like this one. The Bruins still do not have anybody warming up in the pen as the count moves to 3-1, and have not had somebody warming up at the pen throughout the entirety of the last 2 innings despite Legnard's struggles, and that one's in there for a called strike. Obviously, you know, coaches have their own way of doing things, and I understand it, and in a lot of ways I appreciate letting a guy kind of go out there and figure it out, but at a certain point you got to try and win the game and say, you know what, you just don't have it, or you're not doing enough for us, as that one's outside for ball 4. And with no outs here in the top of the 8th, it's going to bring up Encarnacion. 2 for 4 today. Had a home run in the 2nd inning and also a double. And that one is swung on and hit down the right field line. And a nice play by Cole Pearson. Or excuse me, not Cole Pearson, but David Twitty. My apologies. I got the left and right fielders mixed up. But a nice play by Twitty. Had a long run to get after that. And an unfortunate break for Encarnacion. And that's going to be the first out of the inning for the Bruins.
Who's batting? What's his number?
And so that's going to bring up number 14, Hauser, and that's up and in for ball 1. And that one is in there for a called strike. So the count's going to move to 1-1, and you guys know the drill. Ones are wild, enjoy it while it lasts. And that one is swung on and fouled off of the net. So the count's going to move to 1-2 now. And a move over to first, and move. Bit of an awkward exchange there, but runner gets back in plenty of time.
Have not had a good recent part of the season. They went on they're like 2-9.
Honestly, ever since
And that ball is ripped into right field, and Twitty with another nice play. Well, actually, never mind. I think he might have dropped that. Forgive me. It's hard to kind of see the ball from where I'm sitting. But a great effort from Twitty, just apparently was not able to come up with it. So that's going to drop for a base hit. So runners on second and first with just 1 out, and that is going to bring up Rosario.
I wonder if they'll re-sign Bridges, because I think Bridges is supposed to be a free agent.
And that ball is swung on and drilled out to center field, but Ramsey's going to run that one down, and he'll make the catch for out number 2, and a nice throw into third to prevent the runner from tagging. So that's going to be the second out of the inning, and that's going to bring up the number 9 hole hitter, Blum. And for the Bruins at this point, you cannot afford to give up any more runs. A 5-run lead with only 2 more chances is difficult enough. And any more runs might put the nail in the coffin for the Bruins. And that one is swung on and ripped down the line, but foul for strike 1. And it does look like finally somebody's going to be warming up in the pen for the Bruins. And the 0-1. In there for a called strike 2, and Blum not very happy about that one.
Yeah, I have a test and
But nonetheless, the count is 0-2. 2 outs, 2 on, and an 0-2 count for Blum here for the Knights.
a training proposal for class. So I have to basically like teach the class at the end of the semester. So it's like the capstone for communications.
Sounds like fun.
Yeah.
Did you ever take org com?
Dr. Kilmer.
And that one just misses. Good pitch from Legnard, but he didn't get the call. Count's going to move to 1-2 now.
There's a couple of them, aren't there?
No, just one presentation.
No, I mean like throughout the semester. You
Oh,
have to
yeah,
give,
yeah.
like,
It's round 1 right now. Yeah, there's 3 rounds later.
And the 1-2 is swung on and missed. Never mind. Actually, they're going to say that's a foul ball.
you did ticket after.
And forgive me, but I do have headphones on, so I can't really hear foul tips sometimes. But that's going to be a foul ball, so Blum's going to get a second chance here as the count moves to remains at 1-2. Time is called at the plate.
He still split that up into 2 discussion sections.
At least he did when I was. Of course, I took it 2 years ago. Back in 2019.
And the 1-2 is upstairs and outside for ball 2. Deuces are wild here. 2 on, 2 out. 2-2 count here in the 8th.
Could have been all Miller. She's kind of hard.
It wasn't all Miller.
It wasn't.
Younger. Frazier. Chelsea Frazier.
Okay.
And that one is swung on and fouled off to the left. So the count's going to remain 2-2.
Where we got Allen Iverson, didn't it? Oh, speaking. That's 3. That's funny. He's wearing a shirt that says Allen, and he's an Allen Iverson shirt, and Allen on the team is number 3. Nice. Sorry, I just thought that was funny.
Hey, I was in my favorite players to watch.
And another 2-2. That one was about a 50-foot curveball, so definitely not what you wanted there. But nonetheless, count's going to move full. Runners advance to second and third, so the force out's now taken out of the equation. And again, if you are the Bruins, you cannot afford to give up any more runs at this juncture. Just going to make it more infinitely impossible to come back in this one. Again, down 5 with 2 chances is bad enough, and they're going to throw on to first, and that is a huge strikeout for Legnard, and they needed that one as those runners are going to be stranded, but another couple of runs come across for the Knights as we're going to head to the bottom of the 8th, score sitting at 12-7.
First up to bat, number 29, Daniel Wood.
Number 20 for St. Andrews. And I wonder who we're gonna have sub in. I wonder who that.
Pretty sure.
Yeah, it is. They wrote it on there.
All right, and we are back here live as the Bruins look to mount a comeback here in the bottom of the 8th, down 12-7, as Glenn will be the new pitcher for the Knights. An off-speed pitch tapped over to second base, and he'll throw on to first for out number 1.
Number 5.
And so now Riley Ramsey will step up
Riley Ramsey.
and try and get something going for the Bruins. He's had a nice game today, so we'll see if he can continue that nice game that he has had so far.
There will be people because I think we're supposed to actually like Johnson University shouldn't be too hard.
And that pitch is outside. And that one is swung on and hit down the right field line. And a nice play by Ohia out there in right field for out number 2. So Ramsey is retired, and that's going to bring up
37, right?
David Twitty.
Number 37, David Twitty.
Just trying to make sure I get the numbers right. Oh, I think we got a pinch hitter. Number 17. Is that? I think that's David Gonzalez. That's my boy. Let's go. I know. Do I say pinch hitter?
Yeah, just say now pinch hitting for the Bruins when he comes up.
And that one, I believe, just missed. I believe a good pitch there.
This guy blows it
If
out.
he comes up. Yeah, or
But that's going to be ball 1. And so Glenn has done a nice job coming out of the pen so far for the Knights. And that one's in there for a called strike. Count moves to 1-1 here with 2 outs in the bottom of the 8th. And the Bruins definitely want to get something going here in the bottom of the 8th. Coming down from a 5-run lead at least in the bottom of the 9th is definitely a tall task. Definitely not an easy thing to do. And that one's in there for a called strike too. So Glenn coming in there pounding the strike zone so far tonight.
I want to say I might be number 31, Ethan Rogers.
And the 1-2 is swung on and hit out to shallow center field. And the right fielder actually is going to call everybody off and make the catch for out number 3. So 1-2-3 go the Bruins, and we will head to the top of the 9th with the Bruins trailing 12-7.
We have 2 substitutions for the Bruins. On the mound, number 31, Ethan Rogers. And then at third base, number 17, David Gonzalez.
All right, and we are back here live as the Bruins look to keep the score right where it is in the top of the 9th inning. But it's going to be a tall task as the top of the order for the Knights is heading up to the plate as Allen will lead things off, and he has really shown a little bit of everything today. He's shown the power, he's shown the discipline. He's had a pretty good game today. Although being 1 for 3 or 1 for 4 with a walk might not necessarily show that, but you could trust me, he has really had a good game at the plate today, even if he hasn't been able to finish the at-bats with the result that he would like, as that one swung on and missed. A lot of substitutions for the Bruins.
31.
As Ethan Rogers is stepping up to the mound, as that one is fouled off, and that's going to land harmlessly. So the count moves to 1-2.
Apparently you're getting.
Maybe I was too close to it.
And that one's outside. 4-2. Count moves to 2-2.
Yeah, not like when you're on the mic.
When I'm on this one.
And that one's outside again. So count moves to 3-2. And once again, Allen showing pretty good patience at the dish. Something that we've come to expect from him today. And the 3-2. Swung on and missed. Wasn't patient enough on that one. So he strikes out for the second time today. And that's going to be the first out of the inning. And that's going to bring up Ohia, the right fielder for the Knights.
Dude, I can remember the first tryout we had. Gavin. Dude, he went out behind third base because like he'd already went through like the stuff that he needed to do. And he like laid down like right behind third. It was so funny. Like while batting practice was going on. Dude, it was so funny. He's like, somebody stand in front of me. Yeah, I just always remember that. It was hilarious. Just like did not care.
And that one is swung on and drilled down the right field line, but foul. So the count is going to move to 2-1 here on Ohia. And like I said, Bruins cannot afford to give up any more runs here. So certainly Rogers looking to get out of this inning with no damage, as that one swung on and missed for strike 2.
Playing basketball with him was the best thing ever. Honestly,
Dude, he used to pull threes like all the time. I remember thinking, like, oh my goodness.
And that one just misses inside, maybe a little upstairs as well. Count moves to 3-2 now.
he shot it way too much.
Yeah. I remember thinking, I'm like, oh shoot, we're gonna have to have somebody like inside to like try and grab rebounds.
And that one is in there for a called strike 3. Back-to-back strikeouts for Rogers. And that'll be the second out of the inning, and that's going to bring up Vigent, who has had a really nice game today.
Stay outside. Yeah. Just shoot.
Definitely has been dangerous at the plate today.
I can remember we played in my freshman days. Dude, that was one of the funniest games I've ever been a part of.
Yeah.
It was like a team of like free agents, like Gavin, like Joe Jensen.
Oh yeah.
Like a bunch of those guys.
Daniel Jensen.
And that one just misses for ball 1.
Yeah, Daniel Jensen played.
David Hahn.
David Hahn.
Yeah.
Jake Waters. I can remember. And we had Dan Motes. We had Dan G playing for us, dude. It was the whole game was so fun. I remember Dan would get it in Paris and like Page and all those.
That one is swung on, and that's past the diving Burke at first. So that's going to be a base hit. Another hit for Vigent. He's really swung the bat well today. And so the 2-out base hit will bring up Castillo. And so the Bruins will not get a 1-2-3 inning. If I remember correctly, I think that the Bruins had a 1-2-3 inning in the top of the first and have not had one since. It has been a struggle on the mound for the Bruins today since pretty much the jump, again, other than the top of the first. And that one misses, and the runner will try and take second, and he will. And Vigent will have another stolen base. I think that's his second or third today. Again, he's had a very nice ball game offensively today. And the count's going to move to 1-0.
But yeah, it was a stolen base. Yeah. I would be stolen. I think it would be stolen. It wasn't a pass ball. He went pretty early. It wasn't like a long ball.
And the 1-0. Outside. Ball 2.
How did he get out? Did he walk?
They sit and then the guy dropped the ball. So
And that one's downstairs and outside. So the count moves to 3-0. So Rogers had a good start to the inning, but is faltering a little bit here. Last couple of batters. And again, hoping to get out of this inning with no more damage, and he would not pitch to Lawson. I do think I said Castillo earlier. I meant to say Lawson, so I apologize. Here comes Castillo now. So the cleanup hitter gets on base with the walk, and now Castillo will step up and try and get some more runs for the Knights.
Other guys, and I remember the Rams had like 8.
Yeah.
And Blake, dude, that was like awesome. I remember people, Gamosh.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh my goodness, dude.
Don Johnson.
Yeah, I can remember. Dude, there's Nate just rolling up to like, it was like just past.
And that one swung on and fouled straight back. So the count's going to move to 0-1 here.
Cam, you remember Cam Johnson? Did you know Cam Johnson?
Cam Johnson.
Yeah. He was in the Rams. He like dropped out of school sophomore year. But yeah, he was like he knew Gavin. I can remember.
And the 0-1.
Left middle of the game.
And therefore called strike. And I will say, Rogers has got to be careful here.
You already left. He's like, you don't.
Not really stopping before delivering the pitch. Worried that he's going to get called for another balk.
Cam.
And this time he stops.
Daddy or something like that. 'Cause like when he first joined the Rams, he's like, dude.
Stops
he's like
plenty.
calling all the freshmen, he's like, dude, yeah.
And that one is swung on and fouled off to the right and out of play.
He's great. There's like a big group of us that used to hang out in midfield.
Dude, Ben Peeler's the dorm soup and Smith.
Yeah, I know.
Dude, he's a legend.
I need.
Dude, you should. Ben's a legend.
Yeah, I know.
And that one's, whoa, way up and in as Castillo has to duck out of the way. And that's going to be 1-2 now. And the runner's moving, and that one. And there. Wow, an interesting call. You don't see this call very often. They're going to say that the ball hit the batter in the strike zone, which is going to be strike 3. And I'm going to admit it, I'm not sure I necessarily agree with that. It's something you just don't see very often. I guess they're going to say he leaned into the pitch. But nonetheless, that's going to be out number 3, so the Bruins dodge a bullet there. And we're going to head to the bottom of the 9th. Last chance for the Bruins as they trail by 5, 12-7.
bat, number 17, David Gonzalez.
All right, and we are back here live as David Gonzalez will lead things off. Last chance for the Bruins here in the bottom of the ninth, trailing 12-7, and that pitch is just missed, just outside, I believe, for ball one. And the 1-0. Oh, that one's called a strike. It looked like virtually the same pitch, but hey, you know, what are you going to do at this point? Count's going to move to 1-1. Or to 1-1, excuse me. And that one's upstairs and inside as well for ball two. And that one is swung on and fouled straight back. Count's going to move to 2-2. And that one just misses. Count's going to move to 3-2 now. So a good at-bat by Gonzalez to open up this inning. And again, if the Bruins are going to have any hope of coming back in this one, they have got to get runners on base. That is a prerogative here. And the 3-2. Swung on and missed. Might have been ball 4 there, but Gonzalez couldn't hold back. And that's going to be the first out of the inning for the Bruins. That's going to bring in Daniel Williams now.
He just sent this back. He's like, I got one there. Like, I'm like, bro, yeah, I don't. You definitely got me on that one.
There's no telling, like, in that field right there, how many things that he was, like, blowing out of the board.
And that one just misses. Man, a lot of close pitches by Glenn in this inning. Count's going to move to 1-0 now. And that one swung on and missed. Big swing there from Williams. Didn't connect, so the count's going to move to 1-1.
A little bit of a grunt there.
And the 1-1. And a check swing, and he did go. So the count's going to move to 1-2. And the 1-2 is fouled off, and that's going to head over toward the Knights' dugout as a plane is flying by us, and I'm sure you can hear that. I'm sorry. 1-2 count here to Williams as the Bruins look to get something going here in the ninth, and a swing and a miss. So Bruins down their last out here in the bottom of the ninth.
Number 14, Zach Burke.
And it's going to be Zach Burke, who homered in his last at-bat. I'm sure the Bruins would take that result again here.
Guess I'm not going to make a DC.
What would I do?
And that one's upstairs to Burke for ball 1. So the Knights' offense really came to play today. 3 home runs for the group and a handful more extra base hits. Obviously, when you score 12 runs, your offense usually is going to come to play when you score 12 runs. And that one swung on and missed. But certainly a lot of hard hit balls today by the Knights. And that one is outside. And even with a loss today, you know, barring complete insanity here, Bruins, I think, certainly have something to build off of with this game. Their offense really came to play today. They scored a bunch of runs early on. They had some bright spots in terms of pitching as that one swung on and missed. So the Bruins down their last strike here. So I think even if the Bruins do end up falling in this one, there's certainly something to go off of here for future games, especially with some more games coming up this week. Bruins are going to look to build off of the positives in this one. And the 2-2 is downstairs for ball 3. But this one's not over yet. And again, it's going to have to take some complete insanity, but the Bruins, there's always a chance until there's not a chance. So we'll see how this shakes out. And the 3-2 is in there for a called strike 3. Burke goes down looking. Never want to end a game like that. But the Knights are going to win it here by the final score of 12-7. And a hard-fought game, close pretty much the whole time, so certainly you love to see games like that. Definitely keeps it interesting, but that's going to be it for me. Make sure to join us this upcoming Friday for our next game. So we'll hope to see you then, and until then, God bless, and go Bruins.